Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله وأشهد.
Hello Muslim friends of the world. The Muslim population in England has increased by 44% in a decade, according to the latest census figures published by the Office for National Statistics. Of the country's total population, 6.5% or 3.9 million people are followers of Islam. Meanwhile, the second most common ethnic group in England is now Asian, Asian British, or Asian Welsh, which makes up 9.3% of the population. In figures showing that England has diversified rapidly since the last census in 2011, London is now home to 2/3 of ethnic minorities. Other major cities like Leicester, Luton, and Birmingham have become majority-minority cities, driven by significant increases in Asian communities from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, and East Africa. The census is a survey of trends across England conducted every 10 years to provide the most accurate picture possible of the country's makeup. The 2021 census found that about 10% of households in England now have members from at least 2 different ethnic groups, an increase of 8.7%. It was also found that Punjabi and Urdu have become the 5th and 6th most commonly spoken languages in England, with 291,000 and 270,000 speakers respectively, which is about 1% of the total population. Deputy Census Director John Rothsmith said, "Today's data highlights the increasingly multicultural society we live in." The percentage of people identifying their ethnic group as white, English, Welsh, Scottish, Northern Irish, or British continues to decline. While this remains the most common response to the ethnic group question, the number of people identifying with other ethnic groups continues to increase, he explained. However, the picture varies depending on where you live. London remains the most ethnically diverse region in England, with less than 2/3 identifying with minority ethnic groups, whereas fewer than 1 in 10 identify this way in the Northeast, he revealed. But despite the diverse nature of society, 9 out of 10 people across England and Wales still identify with a national English identity, with nearly 8 out of 10 doing so in London. The largest Muslim population in England is in Tower Hamlets, a borough in East London. It is the only area where the number of Muslims exceeds that of Christians. Moreover, Lutfur Rahman became the only Muslim mayor in England. This man of Bangladeshi descent ran as an independent candidate in the 2011 election. Meanwhile, the capital city of London currently has the lowest level of Christian adherence. The Christian population there is dwindling, now making up less than half of the population. Nick Spencer, director of research at the think tank Theos, stated that identifying religion through the census is very difficult to measure. However, the census aims to identify the religions recognized by society. Religion is hard to define and hard to measure. The census measures religious identification, not belief or practice. It's about people who call themselves and which religious group they want to identify with, he said, as quoted by the Daily Mail. Nevertheless, the growth of Islam in England is occurring even as the country experiences a rise in atheism. According to the same census, the number of atheists increased dramatically from 14.8% to 25.1% of the total population. More than a quarter of England's population currently does not adhere to any religion and does not believe in any deity. This rise in atheism is not limited to England, it is also widespread in the European Union. The latest survey by the European Union recorded that 18% of the population in these predominantly white countries are atheists. Islam first arrived in England in the 18th century, brought by sailors recruited from the Indian subcontinent, specifically from Bengal, who worked for the British East India Company. Michael Herbert Fisher, in his journal Counterflows to Colonialism, explains that the early Muslim communities were mostly found in port cities, as the spreaders of Islam in England were sailors. One of the most famous early Asian Muslim immigrants was Saqi-Din Muhammad. He was a captain in the British East India Company and, in 1810, founded the first Indian restaurant in London. He is also known for introducing shampoo and therapeutic massage to England. Islam is the largest non-Christian religion in England. It is predominantly comprised of immigrants from South Asia, especially Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, or descendants of immigrants from those regions. There are also other communities from the Middle East, Afghanistan, Malaysia, and Somalia, as well as smaller numbers from African countries such as Nigeria, Uganda, and Sierra Leone. According to the 2011 national census, there were 2.7 million Muslims living in England and Wales, an increase of nearly 1 million from the previous census. 5% of this population are adults, while 9.1% are children under the age of 5. Most Muslims reside in Bradford, Luton, Blackburn, Birmingham, London, and Dewsbury. Additionally, the Muslim population can also be found in High Wycombe, Slough, Leicester, Derby, Manchester, Liverpool, and the industrial cities of northern England. Generally, Muslims in England enjoy the freedom to practice their religion. Muslim scholar Maulana Syed Ali Raza Rizvi believes that Muslims in England are more free to practice their beliefs compared to other European countries and many Islamic countries. London is more Islamic than many Muslim countries in general, said Rizvi at an interfaith forum in London as reported by telegraph.co.uk, quoted from Republica Daily Archives. The event was also attended by Cardinal Vincent Nichols, the leader of the Roman Catholic Church in England and Wales, and Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mirvis. He explained that England is considered more Islamic than other countries due to the freedom to worship and its multicultural environment. In England, Islam can be summed up as love and justice. This should be implemented in all countries around the world. However, Islamic political leadership worldwide has failed to promote this.